You're listening to Screaming Goat Radio with Kevin and Chris, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Welcome to the show endorsed by Howard Stern's cousin's babysitter. Screaming Goat Radio. Don't fuck it up, Kevin and Chris. Tweet the guys during the show at SG Radio LA. We know you have a lot of choices on the internet. So from all of us here at Screaming Goat Radio, we just want to say thanks for choosing us over porn.
Chris, we're starting. Welcome to Screaming Goat Radio. Chris, get your headphones on, buddy. Are you caught there too?
I'm stuck in my shirt, Kevin.
In
it's going smoothly so far.
Need me to come over there and keep the jaws of life to pry you loose?
No, I can hear you, man. I can hear you.
Okay, good.
With or without the headphones, I hear you because I hear you in here and in here.
Wow, that's some deep stuff. We'll have to save all the sentiments here for the end because this is the last Screaming Goat Radio episode. We are going on hiatus.
Yes.
We are cashing in all of our well-earned vacation days.
Oh, I thought you were going to say all of our chips.
Oh.
We're just going to go spend like crazy.
Yeah, exactly. We actually ask financially here to be paid out in chips rather than cash to save it all up to go to the
I asked for the $5
casinos.
ones.
Oh,
because
wow.
I don't play the high stakes tables. I just stay at that $5 minimums and the Pai Gow tables and stuff.
I think that's probably smart. But so we are going on hiatus here for a bit. So this will be the last Screaming Goat Radio for a while.
Yeah.
And, people out there, they can hold the emotion in. They don't have to worry about getting too emotional too quick because we got a lot of stuff.
But there's
here on this show.
There's like a year and a half's worth of our shows, radio and radio/video.
I'm sure they didn't watch them all.
Tons of content.
Yes.
To go back if you're missing us.
Well, so I was counting episodes here today, Chris, and this is actually our 70th Screaming Goat Radio episode. We started this show fall of 2013, I think.
Something like that.
Something like that, and we've just been grinding.
It's just a blur.
It's a blur. This is the 70th show, so we're almost to that magic syndication number.
Yeah,
we're
quit before 100.
We get those sweet syndication money. But who knows? Hey, hiatus, Chris. We can get back. We can do a couple more shows potentially.
Yeah.
Then we get that syndication money.
Oh
we'll have to see.
Just, new faces, totally
fresh
new faces,
yes.
fresh faces.
Exactly. Yeah. All kinds of good stuff. But we're not out of here yet.
Lots of surgeries that's going to happen.
We're not out of here yet. We got some good stuff on the show here today. We got our unsung stories, the stories on the internet that you have not heard of, but you need to.
You should have.
It's it's a shame we just found this jingle so late in the game. I like that. Yeah.
You need to. You should have. And then you can pop your chest with it too, Kevin, if you want.
The dance mat. That looks dangerous. I don't know.
Don't
have to
hurt your
stretch
back.
out. I'd have to stretch out before that. I'm not as young and spry as you are.
That's true.
But we're going to be talking about some haunted dolls. We've got a guy that got an accidental bachelor party invite, and then apparently a certain kind of soda is the key to a long life. And we're gonna get to all that here on our Unsung Stories. We also, Chris.
That's why I'm drinking water.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, you gotta live hard, die young. That's our motto here on SGR. We are
as of right now.
we are gonna call our resident Screaming Goat Radio cat lady. We need to get up to speed with her. We're going to go on hiatus pretty soon. We need to make sure to check in with her that she hasn't purchased additional cats. She's not hoarding cats. We need to set some sort of plan in place with her. And then so we are going to call her here in a bit. It is April Fool's, so we've got a little April Fool's joke that we're going to try to work with our resident cat lady.
Hopefully she's not listening to us right now.
That's a good point.
And beats us to the punch.
That is a good point. But maybe that's the joke then, that we're not going to play a joke on her.
Yeah.
In case she's
See if
listening. Did I confuse her there?
You confused me.
Okay, good. I'm glad someone's confused here. And then Chris, on this show for 70 episodes, Florida has generated so much incredible content for us, don't you think?
Pretty much every single time we have done our Unsung Stories segment. And even a lot of times when we did the headline segment, which was just more major news, there was something from the state of Florida.
Something that had to do with Florida.
State of Florida, the Sunshine State, right?
Yes. So we are going to. Florida's not all that bad. You know,
I guess not. I mean, we were able to come up with some very interesting facts about Florida, and some of them are not that bad.
Yes, we're going to try to make it even to Florida, kind of try to right the ship a little bit and share some interesting facts about Florida to smooth over. Honestly, Chris, I'm not sure we can go in the state because I know there's a lot of anger towards Screaming Goat Radio and how we've portrayed Florida on the show. So we're trying to smooth that over a little bit.
We're going to do our best to make things right. We like to be fair and balanced. We even had a segment called The Balance, where we give both sides. You know, this is us giving both sides.
Exactly.
And we hope that Florida takes it as sincere.
Exactly.
Because it is.
We're always very sincere on this show.
Yeah. Sincerity is one of our top search tags online.
When I describe the show to people, whenever they ask me, I say sincere.
Our SEO words. That's what I meant to say.
I say sincere.
You say sincere.
And then I blank out. I can't think of anything else.
That's it.
So so you know, they ask me what the show's about, and that's the first word that comes out, and I can't get past that. So
because if people laugh, that's just their reaction to us being sincere. You know, they could say, "Hey, we're funny," but we're not necessarily thinking that.
Chris,
we're just being sincere.
We can only control ourselves here on the show. And
it's true.
We know our motives, and they are right, and they're going to be right for you here, Florida. We share some interesting stuff about you. And then at the end, because as I said, we are going on hiatus, we've got a little gift exchange. We have a little bit of a way to say thank you to each other, I think. Each of us have either purchased gifts possibly or prepared some sort of trip or something like that. But we're going to get into a little bit of a thank you gift exchange in the end, so you'll have to stay tuned to that.
Yes, we're going to rub each other's egos.
Well,
is that? I mean,
you don't have to tell me what you got me. I mean,
you know what I'm saying.
It could be something else, and who knows? But
I mean, we're going to pat each other on the back for all of our hard work.
Yes,
that we have shared and provided for each other.
70
we both
episodes.
Sacrificed for each other over this year and a half.
Chris,
70
episodes.
70 episodes
of sacrifice and sincerity.
Yeah.
And sincerity. So all of that to come here on the show. But before we start out the show, the content here, and call our cat lady.
Okay.
I mean, it was April Fool's Day today.
It was?
And that's not an April Fool's joke. It actually, just in case you weren't following it was April Fool's today.
Isn't it still? Isn't it still today?
It still is. Technically speaking, you've got another
like 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours of safety where you basically can't trust anybody.
We're going to try to pull one.
We are.
In a minute.
Yes.
So it better still be April Fool's, or else this is not going to work.
I just checked, and yes, it still is April Fool's Day.
But yes, I you know what? I knew that just because it's April 1st and it's April Fool's Day, but not because anybody's got me with anything.
Nobody went after you and
Nobody
tried
went
to
after
get you?
me today, and I, as of yet, not for another few minutes here, haven't gone after anybody else.
I already got.
You got.
I got here on April Fool's.
Oh, man.
And
Tell me about it. Are you okay?
Well, I mean, I'm okay. I think if it was April Fool's Day, and I'm going to explain this, I'd be a little bit more on guard. But I was got last night when it went past midnight.
One of those early bird specials.
It's kind of the like the Gremlins early bird special way of doing it. It was about 12:30. I just finished watching with my girlfriend Game of Thrones season 1 because we're going back again before we go forward and watch.
Have you already seen season 1?
Already seen them all.
You're just rewatching to get back into it.
So we had just finished. Very exciting.
When does it start again?
April 12th.
April 12th. Are you going to make it? Are you going to get through everything?
Well, we can always just we're not going to not watch on the 12th because we've already seen up till these new episodes.
You've seen all of the seasons.
Yes, we're just going back because the show's incredible.
Yeah.
Have you watched the show?
I have. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Awesome, fantastic show. So we just finished season 1. No spoilers, but
naked or not naked?
We were not naked, but all of the characters on the show are naked.
Okay.
Pretty much consistently.
I wasn't sure if that was relevant to the joke. I mean, to the April Fool's or not.
It's not,
just to be clear.
But yeah, it is important to paint the entire picture. Yeah. So I appreciate that. Things were not looking very good for Ned Stark. The credits come up.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but he's got a tough road coming up,
to say the least.
Yes, and so then, like my girlfriend told me that there's a very good chance that she is going to get a job in the next 3 weeks with a business firm on the East Coast in Washington, D.C. So basically saying there's a good chance I'm going to have a job in D.C. a month from now.
just came out with this.
Just kind of came out with it. Yeah.
Has
yeah.
she?
A
Let me ask-
coworker.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
though. Let me, because I see where this is going, but had she been job hunting?
Well, she's
Not
talked.
to out her current employment to her, whatever, but like if she had been job hunting, I get it. But if this is coming out of absolutely nowhere, Kevin, Kevin, and she got you, Kevin.
There have been some discussions about job hunting.
Okay.
About looking for positions.
So
and
there were a few seeds planted.
yes, and she
Enough.
Yeah, a coworker of hers recently had got a job in DC, and I knew about that 3 weeks ago. So she connected it. She said through that coworker, she's got an opportunity. So it was weaved. It was weaved better than I presented it.
Well, that helps big time. And then was this a situation of like, so look, I might just be going. I don't. Was there more to it?
Gotcha.
Or like, let's go together, or did it end more quickly?
Well,
than that?
she actually said that she was going to be flying out there here in the next like 3 or 4 weeks to be able to formalize that job interview, that process, and everything.
Yeah.
So, like it was basically, and then she said there's a good chance a month from now I will have a job in DC. And then I started asking all these questions and everything.
What was going through your mind? What was your heart saying though? Was it like, oh shit?
Well, I was just surprised that this was the first I was hearing about any of this. But then she could see that it was getting to a very real place, And then she started backing off very quickly, and then she said April Fools,
and then April Fools came out.
Yes. But like it's the hard thing. Like I would like to do an April Fool's joke. I would like to potentially get back at her, but it's that balance between not going over the top to someone and be like, your grandma passed away. April Fool, like not go so far that way, but then
what?
Yeah. Yeah, but then also not going the total opposite
rough.
direction.
Those are rough ones.
Where you're like, we've only got a half jug of milk left. April Fools. Like you've got to hit it right in the middle.
You got to hit the sweet spot.
Yeah.
You got to hit that sweet spot. She hit the sweet spot on you.
She did a good job. She completely got me. Have you been got before? Have you April Fools somebody? Like is this a holiday, quote unquote, you participate in?
Well, I don't actually really participate in it.
Okay.
I haven't personally really been got.
Okay.
That I remember. That I can remember.
Are we saying it right? Kind of like the kids say it.
Got.
That's how the kids say it, right? For us to appeal to that younger demo here.
Yeah,
on
okay, absolutely. Good. That's the hip.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure we were speaking the language.
Yeah. Even Marshawn Lynch said something along those lines. He's like, I'm gonna get got, but I'm gonna get mine much more times than I get got.
I gotta write this
something
down
like that.
just to make sure I'm
using it was a
the-
very eloquent quote.
It sounds like it. Yeah.
About getting got.
Yeah.
No, so I never. It must not have been very good if I have on some level gotten got because I don't really remember it. But I don't try to necessarily get people all that often, personally, because I pretty much, if you know me and you have conversations with me,
I don't know you that well, so
yeah. Well, that's what I'm explaining.
I see you for an hour,
every week,
once a week, and
that's about it.
No communication.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
Because this is all fake, what we do here.
Exactly. Yeah. We hate each other off the mics.
People don't know. This is supposed to let them into the behind the scenes of SGR, but really when the cameras are off.
It's awkward. That would actually be the better show.
This studio has to be put back together every single time.
It does. It does.
I tend to be very silly and jokey anyway, to the point where pretty much every time I have a conversation with someone, I say something where they're like, really? And I'm like, no. Now, it's very quick, but I feel like I'm always getting
You're always
people,
celebrating.
I'm always gotting people.
Okay.
I'm always getting people got on a day-to-day basis. So this is the one day that I usually take off.
Okay.
From getting people got.
This is your weekend.
This is like my weekend.
Okay, yeah.
From getting people. But my grandma was big into this.
Really?
Yeah. And I guess so she did get us as a family one time. There was one time where she called my mom up when we were a little bit younger. My brother and sister and I, my mom was like, our grandpa's going to be on air on the news.
Oh wow. No, I was just going to say I feel like old people have the most credibility out of anybody. So she could say anything and you would believe her.
Yeah. So we all sat around and tried to watch the news and he wasn't on, and of course we call and it's like April Fools. But The one she got my sister pretty good, which is the one that I was going to share, which is she was job hunting. Speaking of job hunting and whatnot, she was job hunting back in the day and was getting help from my grandpa, who had a bunch of connections in the area and whatnot, was a businessman there. And so my grandma called up one time and said, hey, so yeah, your grandpa has a connection that he wants you to reach out to. It's a executive or manager or something like that over at this place, and his name is Mr. Fox, and here's the number. And my sister ends up calling up the number and asking for Mr. Fox, and the people on the other end just laugh, and she's what are you laughing about? And they're like, well, this is the Woodland Park Zoo. My grandma had got her to call a zoo and ask for Mr. Fox.
That's pretty good.
When really she was thinking she was calling a business to ask for this.
So she was good. She was talented.
Good. She was clever.
It's in your blood.
Yeah, I'm surprised I don't use it more often, like on this day. But
well,
yes.
when you're old, I'm sure that you will grow into your.
Oh, I'm gonna get my
April
grandkids.
Fooling.
Yeah, I'm gonna get everybody.
Yeah.
When I'm old, I'm gonna be an irascible old man who's just joking on people.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah, I don't know I'm not sure we can be friends when you get old because you're gonna be dangerous.
Oh yeah.
You're just gonna be getting people left and right.
Well, considering you just outed us that we're not friends now, I don't think that'll be a problem. Well, being not friends later.
Yeah, wait, that's true. I guess we'll just
stay the same.
Keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, if you can keep on.
We do have a lot to do on the show. Should we try to see if we can should we try to call our resident cat lady and see if we can weave in a little April Fool's here?
We essentially are checking up on her, but we might as well try. We might as well see if we can get a little April Fool's joke going on.
I think so,
first.
Right? I think so. I think it makes sense for us to see if we can. Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully she's here and we can chat a little bit because part of this is I don't want to see if she's hoarding cats, if she's purchased any new cats.
Yeah.
Hello.
Lindsay.
Yes.
It's Kevin and Chris here on Screaming Goat Radio. How are you?
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We are doing fantastic.
Fantastical. How are you?
I'm fantastical as well.
How's Critters
that
doing?
Makes two of us.
How's Pickles doing? How are all the little guys doing?
That's a baby. What is that baby sound?
They're
there we go.
Fantastic. They're doing so well.
Oh yeah. Well, give us some updates. I don't see them like I once did.
They get a lot of sleep. They get a lot of rest and relaxation.
Any
I have
birthdays?
My own apartment now.
Birthdays, science projects.
Dog, so
any crazy outfits?
They're pretty happy.
New boyfriends, girlfriends.
They have no cat boyfriends. They have no cat outfits. They won't stand a cat outfit. They don't like them.
Well, Lindsay, last time we talked, there was some concern that you were going to look to get additional cats, possibly, or start hoarding cats. Have we purchased any new cats? Have we purchased Mr.
Is Mr. Chips there?
Or Chester, whatever the other one was?
Chester the chicken nugget?
Are you thinking of a new name? No.
That's pretty
what
good.
was it? Kitty Catty?
Yeah.
Oh, Kitty Catty. Yes, and what about that like one from the middle of like Iowa or wherever
you were driving by, you saw a
like,
sign, and you decided that.
Oh, I have it written down, but I don't remember the name right now.
Well, apparently that cat's not there yet then.
So you haven't purchased any new cats?
No, not yet. But I thought about it.
Yeah.
But you're so cute.
Well, this is good, Kevin.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
She's still in the same place as she is as when we last had an intervention with her.
I don't know if you know, Lindsay, but we are going on hiatus for a little bit, so we're not going to be here to be your rock here. Just in case you're thinking about buying 5 or 6 new cats, we aren't going to be here to talk you off the ledge.
I know. Who am I going to talk to? Is there a website you guys have looked up for?
We should set up some sort of like emergency
cat
number.
Hoarders like me. Do you guys have an emergency hotline?
I think we need to set up a 24-hour hotline.
I think this is important,
Yeah,
and I think we're going to do it.
I think we need to, right?
Does that
Listen
not
to that
exist
cat.
out there? I might buy another cat. I need someone to talk to. Hotline.
We're going to work on setting that up.
Okay.
Honestly, Lindsay, there were 2 reasons why we called you, though.
Okay.
One was to check up on you, but I know
Just a welfare check.
Yeah, that was kind of the first part of this, but I know that I've told you that we are going to be going on hiatus. We're actually going on hiatus for a reason because we are moving into another venture here. We are.
Oh, wow.
We are redefining.
We need some time to
Screaming Goat
get
Radio
it together and everything like that. But we're gonna redefine after lots and lots of research.
Market
research,
focus groups, the whole deal.
Oh, wow, focus groups, huh?
Yeah.
You guys did big.
Yeah, well, apparently people are not responding. People love the screaming part, and they love the radio part, but they're not responding to the goat part.
At least not anymore. I mean, like there was a
They
time.
were.
There was a time when goats were big. Apparently.
Yeah.
And maybe we missed that train or something. But
Or we were on the end,
just the tail end of
the
it.
tail end of it, on the caboose of that. But goats is what we need, what we've been zeroing in on with our research that we need to improve. And I think we have the idea, and this is what we were going to talk to you about.
Is it Screaming Cats Radio?
She's quick.
No.
We are
Oh, yeah.
thinking about relaunching Screaming Goat Radio as Screaming Cat Radio.
No way.
Yeah.
People love cats, and that never goes away. Like just like the goat
I can-
videos went away, like on YouTube and everything. Cat videos
Timeless.
are constant.
They're timeless, Chris.
Constant.
Yeah, I'm thinking about.
I can't disagree with this. I think
We're gonna
Screaming
be-
Cat Radio has a really nice ring to it.
We're going to be interviewing some of the top cats that are out there, or maybe just some lazy house cats, Chris.
Grumpy Cat's we're gonna try to get Grumpy.
We're already trying to get him booked on the show. Maybe just some lazy house cats, cat owners, people like yourself. And we were thinking it's a great place for you, Lindsay, to be a big part of the show, to be like our expert panelist.
Oh, wow. I am honored. You know I'll do it in a heartbeat.
You'll do it?
I could be your cat expert.
Yeah,
Yes.
can you think about the role you'd want on the show? Like, where?
What's your specialty?
Yeah. What are you bringing to the table for this show?
What is the woman who does Howard Stern's show? What's her
Robin?
name? Off?
Huh?
Should we say it again in unison? Robin?
Robin?
Yes, Robin. I could be like Robin.
But
I could be the female voice between you two men.
But that's, I mean, we could hire
that's a
any
given.
girl
Yeah, we could
for
just-
that. Because we're guys, you're a female. That's not, you aren't bringing anything special to the table there.
Oh, you mean something special? I have.
Give us some kitty knowledge or something. Some cat insight.
I have an expert knowledge in cats, miscellaneous geekery, lots of interesting things
that?
happen in my life. I have plenty of
You say gig?
I believe
adventures
she
of
said-
dating stories.
I believe she said miscellaneous geekery.
Oh, miscellaneous
Geekery.
geekery. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm witty, I'm smart, resourceful. I have a lot. I have a resume I can actually send you. I've been building my resume.
I think maybe we should take a look at that,
I'd
Chris.
appreciate it if
I
you
don't know
send that
I've
over.
been working on it.
Yeah, send that over. But I want to ask you a question. Would you be offended? Would you still be our friend and want to contribute to the show in some way if we went in another direction and just had Pickles or Chippers as our third co-host?
Or we could have Critters and Pickles, and we could do a four.
We could fill both these chairs.
Yeah,
with
we could
Crittles
do
and Pickles.
2 men, 2 cats. Maybe that's the title. I don't know. We'll see how it tests.
Screaming Cat Radio, :
2 men, 2 cats. Yeah. Yeah. You know what, Lindsay? Maybe there's not a spot for you.
or Screaming Cat Radio, : 4 pussies.
That's good too.
I don't know.
Well, that would
I'm
still leave
bringing
the
you.
door
I'm
open.
bringing you into that.
Well, I'm saying that would leave the door open for Lindsay to be there and me to be on the outs, or
That's
you to
true.
be on the outs. So, I don't know if we want to. Still leaving the door cracked for her in that scenario. Which of
Yeah.
those do you like, Lindsay?
I mean, they all sound so amazing. But it's not up to me. I mean, if you put my cats on board, you're just going to have to ask them.
I have to what?
Can you hear me? You just have to ask them.
Oh well, we have to
Cat.
talk to the cats directly.
Well,
Talk
part
to
of the
cats
show is going to be
directly, it's not their
interviewing
opinion.
some cats out there too. So we'll have to see. Listen, it's still in the early stages of development, Lindsay, but that's part of the reason why we're taking a hiatus. I'm glad to hear that you are interested in being a part of Screaming Cat Radio. :
totally.
whatever the hell we're going to go with.
I'm 100% down.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Well, should you have any problems here, should you have any cat-related problems,
Email us your resume, though, for sure.
Yeah, definitely send that to us. And we are going to set up that hotline So don't worry about that. We'll definitely get you all that information.
Oh, thank God. Okay, good. You should just put that out there on your website or wherever for people to know. Your Instagram account, Twitter, and whatnot.
So sincere.
People need to know who to call in case they want to buy another cat.
I feel like, she's mocking
It's like
us
there's
now.
a tone with everything she says, Chris, that's just mocking, I feel like. Her voice is a little lower than normal. It's a mocking tone. I mean, I don't like it. I thought we were going to offer this position, but maybe we're going to go in a different direction. Maybe it is going to be critters and pickles.
It's not a mocking tone. It's not a lower mocking tone. I have a very high frequency. I have a low voice in general. It's not mocking.
Well, you know what? Now, Lindsay, all I'm going to say is send your resume to our people. We'll see what we can do.
I'll have my people contact
No
your
guarantees.
No promises.
Guarantees.
But thank you for being a part of the show here, Lindsay, for the past year and a half, and for sharing all your cat stories with us. We'll have to see if we can get you when we do Screaming Cat Radio here, too.
Thank you for having me be a part of it.
Of course. All right, Lindsay. We'll talk to you soon. Don't forget, we will get you the number for the 24-hour cat hotline. Don't worry about that, okay? We are going to take care of that.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, bye.
Bye, Lindsay.
Bye.
Chris, there is another call here that's been here. Let's see who this is. I wonder if someone that wants to contribute to Screaming Cat Radio. Hello, Screaming Goat Radio. You're on the air.
Yeah, I'm just calling because I have an opinion about your frequent guest, the resident cat lady, Lindsay.
Oh, here we go.
I think I know who this is.
I recognize this voice too. Hello, Patio. Welcome to the show.
Patio Pinion.
It's good to be here. Thank you very much. Look, why do people name their pets after food? I mean, Lindsay's got cats. She's got one named Apple Fritter. She's got one named Pickles. Don't name your pets after food. Otherwise, you're going to get tempted someday. You're going to be light on the groceries one week, and you're going to eat your pets. The only pets that you can name after food are fish, because people eat fish. I mean, you can't name your cat Pickles. You can't name your dog Egg McMuffin. I mean, why do people name their pets after food? Why do they do it? Answer me that.
Patty, we're on your side, all right? We're on your side. We agree with you.
Yeah, I do have one thing to say, though. I think there are some people, maybe it might be unbeknownst to them, but that they do eat cat or dog, and it's usually in Asian country, I feel like.
I mean, if they're going to eat cat anyway, that doesn't matter what you name the cat.
Yeah.
Because the cat is food.
You could name the cat Egg McMuffin.
Yeah, because they're going to eat it regardless of whether it's a food name or not.
Okay, this is true, but that is a culture where people eat dogs and cats and horse and whatever. I mean, in this culture, we don't eat dogs, cat, or actually I think that horse is very, very tasty. It's a little gamey, but it's really, really good. It's similar to venison. Nevertheless, I mean, these are creatures that you love and you pet and you like to snuggle with and they purr, and then you name them. You know what? I'm going to start treating my food like a pet. That's right.
I like this.
Feed my food. I'm going to pet my food. I'm going to take my food for a walk, because that's how ridiculous it is.
And he's going to die because none of that was eating his food.
Yes.
That's true.
Patty, do you have any pets?
I have two cats.
And what are your cats' names?
One is named Cleo, and the other is named Archer. Good, proper names.
Cleo and Archer.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't feel like eating either one of them.
Yeah,
I don't.
Exactly. I mean, one is named after, one's named after a fish. Cleo is named after the fish from the movie Pinocchio.
I'm getting a little hungrier.
We're getting there.
The girlfriend, she made that call. That wasn't my choice. I opposed it. But Archer is named after, a warrior from the Middle Ages.
We definitely can't eat Archer.
Not the Comedy Central show.
No. And
or FX or whatever.
The captain from Star Trek. No, I mean he's named after one of the members of an army back in the Middle Ages who ran around and shot arrows at people. That's a good strong name for a pet. Archer. I wanted to go with Barbarian the baby killer, but girlfriend. Sorry,
hairball. Yeah. Well, it sounds like Archer will at least be the second to be eaten after that first cat.
Cleo.
Cleo's sounding more and more delicious the more we talk about Cleo, really.
Yeah.
I'm actually encouraging Archer to eat Cleo to fatten him up so that I can eat Archer.
Oh, wow.
But that's the chain.
Can't you not eat
Archer?
The
circle of life.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. It's the food chain.
In a Valley Village apartment.
Very, very proud of my place in the food chain.
Well, Patio, you bring up very good points. You know, I'm glad somebody is bringing this side of the conversation up.
This will be topic number 1 on Screaming Cat Radio.
This will be. Patty, can we get you back on when we switch over to Screaming Cat Radio?
Hey, why do you think the cats are screaming? I like to eat them live. I like cat sushi.
Oh.
I know somebody who had a cat named Sushi. That's just ridiculous. Name it after raw fish, not even fish, but raw fish.
I'll tell you, you know what? Critters and Pickles might not need to make the cut. We might have to audition them, and it's Critters or Pickles and Patio Opinion, possibly.
Yeah,
'Cause
live.
he's bringing it.
Live on air.
And then he eats the one that doesn't make the audition.
Yeah.
That's, you know what? That's a first show right there. That's how you bust into the scene.
That's how you get your third host, is you throw all three of us into the Thunderdome, and, we just fight it out. And, whoever is left standing after having eaten the other two, that's your co-host.
I like this. You know, maybe we should do that every show. Maybe the show doesn't even need us, Chris.
It's just a battle to the
it's
death
just Patty
every time.
and 2 cats, and we see how quickly he can eat them. Well, Patty,
Well, look, I'm very confident that I'm going to win that first show. I'm going to eat those 2 cats, and so, I will be the third guest. And show number 2, it'll be another Thunderdome. Throw me into the Thunderdome with you 2. And whoever's left standing runs the show solo.
I know he's going to eat us.
Are we eating each other?
Yeah.
I better bring my appetite.
Yeah, do a little fasting. We're going to kick these ideas around, Patio. Thanks so much for checking in.
Appreciate that.
And thank you for being a part of the show here
Yeah.
for the past year and a half.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Funny,
It's been a treat.
We appreciate you.
awesome energy, really, really good guest. So thanks for carving out time for us. We
Just-
definitely appreciate it.
Take those
My pleasure.
blood pressure pills.
don't forget. All right, Patio.
All right, take care, guys.
We'll talk to you soon.
See you,
All
buddy.
right. You know what? This is almost turning into Screaming Cat Radio because the past 15 minutes have been about cats.
All about cats.
Yeah, so this can be our sizzle reel for when we present this to the network. Yeah, I don't know how well our April Fool's joke went with Lindsay because
I was going to say, we didn't even say April Fools. Were we
Damn
supposed
it.
to say that? Weren't we supposed to be like April Fools? We're kidding? We're joking? We didn't even say it. She just thinks we're serious.
I'm gonna call her back.
There was no joke there.
And then we'll just say April Fool's and then
And then we have to go. Just say
then
April Fools and hang up.
we gotta hang up. I hope she's available still. Otherwise, she's already getting her resume ready,
That's probably what she's doing.
thinking she's gonna be on this show. I can't believe we totally blew the April Fool's joke.
Hi, you've reached Lindsay Urbanowitz.
We'll have to just-
I'm
we'll have to
on
just
the
say it on
other
her-
line. I can't
Yeah.
get to the
her
phone right
voicemail
now.
here.
Yeah.
Just leave a message after the beep. Thanks.
Count us
At
down.
the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
April Fools! Oh, we got her so bad.
So
Chris.
good. So good. Burned.
To hear this, you would have no idea that we're both inexperienced in April Fool's jokes on
Yeah.
people.
No.
You would think that we are professionals.
Are we still leaving a voicemail or did you end it?
I did hung up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I hung. Don't worry.
Good. Yeah, no, that's going to be so good.
She's gonna get that, and she is gonna know that Chris she got. Huh?
That she can stop doing the resume.
Yes. All right. Time to move on here to our unsung stories.
Attention! Kevin and Chris will now take time to honor the stories that fell through the cracks of the internet. It is time for Unsung Stories.
On SGR. Addie Soldier.
All right, Chris. This first story comes in here, and you know how to describe this one. People are making a killing on eBay with selling a product that I never would have thought there would be a market for. All right. People are selling haunted dolls on eBay. So, for instance,
Haunted dolls.
haunted dolls, possessed dolls.
Like, not just like dolls that like,
That
look like
weird?
this, that
No.
look like weird, but
dolls,
actual...
dolls that are possessed by demons and all sorts of stuff. So I know I'm going to read from this article right here, but it says, such as, and they're here, just talking about one of these, the nasty, perverse, possessed doll that attracted a final bid of $1,526.
Wow.
According to Vice.com.
Over 15 hundo?
The original eBay ad claimed that the doll gave off nasty vibes, and this is the part that I'm concerned about, and was sexually abusive to the other dolls in the owner's collection. So I can only imagine when the owner
Other dolls.
would come back, and you know how people will be funny and they'll like bend a doll over and they'll put another doll behind them. He would probably come back and then he would see this, but he's the only one that lives there. So God knows what he thought was happening here. But I guess then he said, you know what? Like, I'm going to make some money off that doll, sell that doll that's sodomizing my other dolls on eBay, and make over $1,000.
That's traumatic for the other dolls.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine that Toy Story 4?
That's a totally different flick.
Can you imagine Pixar trying to put that together? I mean, man, Woody and Buzz and all the gang back with Pepe.
Wow.
Who was just chasing them around in a loincloth.
I just want to say something to those other dolls. You know, it's not your fault.
Yes.
It's not your fault.
Yeah, okay. And I'd like to say there's help.
Speak out. It's not your fault.
There's help out there, but I mean, a doll can't talk to a human, right? Aren't there code here? Aren't there rules that govern? I mean, according to Toy Story, they have to freeze when a human walks in the room. So how do they get help, Chris?
I'm not quite sure yet.
Okay.
This is uncharted.
I'm not mad at you here.
I'm as a doll therapist.
Yeah.
But what I want to get clear here is this guy had this doll that then started, acting out whenever he'd leave the house and abusing the other dolls
sexually.
And then he sold the doll on eBay for over $1,500, or
correct.
He bought it for $1,500. He's the one that bought it.
He's the one.
He sold it
he's
for
the one
$1,500.
that sold it. Yeah.
So knowing that this, or did he lie about it? Did somebody buy this not knowing that this doll was going to perhaps do the same thing to their dolls and they spent $1,500? Yeah. Or was that out there and somebody wanted?
It was out there. It was
sexually abusive doll.
It was in the post.
It was in the eBay post.
It was in the post.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's some perverted people out there. Perverted dolls, but perverted people too.
Yeah, I don't know why you would buy that doll unless you're trying to teach your other dolls a lesson, or why would you want to introduce a sexually abusive doll to your collection? Unless you're into some freaky stuff, Chris.
Some freaky stuff.
Which,
there's some freaks out there, Kevin.
I know.
I don't know what you do behind closed doors. I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If there wasn't this is a closed door here, but if there wasn't this see-through glass where people...
I have my dolls in my backpack.
Yeah, who knows what I'd be in for.
Yeah. So there was a person in here that they talked about. It was Katrin Reddick. And she is a haunted doll lover, and she lives in Scotland.
Well, here you go.
She's got 22 haunted dolls and says that they're a great way for people to connect to their own mediumistic skills. And she said she purchased her first doll. And then
I didn't know I had mediumistic skills,
I know.
Just in general.
And so she purchased her first doll. It was mystical back in 2010 for $15.
Like the rapper? Mr. Cat.
Yeah, I don't know if it had the same voice.
I'm a predictable.
She said that the doll wasn't advertised as being possessed, but she quickly figured out that it was.
But it was.
When it arrived, she put it, or she realized that the doll, it was not a doll, it was a person. She put her near the television and told her, if you're happy...
Was this a midget? She actually ordered like a dwarf?
No. If you're happy, switch it off. If you're not happy, leave it. The response was terrifying. The TV switched off and on, lights flickered, and I knew Mystical was talking to me through electricity, Chris. That story is true.
Yeah, it wasn't just stormy out in rural Scotland.
Bumfuck Scotland.
And her electricity was flickering. Yeah. It was Mystical the doll.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into that out there, then you can purchase them. Or if you're not, just position your dolls in a very sexual pose, take a picture of that, and you can apparently put that doll on eBay for $1,000.
Well, that must have been her first one then. I mean, if she's like a lover of it, then that was her first experience.
That was her first, yeah.
And now she's like addicted.
Yeah.
She just wants haunted dolls all over her house to like flicker her lights and.
Hey, once you have one haunted doll, Chris, you can't stop.
Wouldn't that just be like scary the rest of your life? Like every room you go into, something else crazy is happening through electricity.
Well, and I'd feel like the doll was
your
always
waterbed is
always
like
watching me too, always waiting,
draining.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but I want to. Does it say how old she is?
How old? Who is
this woman?
Does not say.
Because I would be interested in that.
I don't know.
In the sense of if this is, an older woman.
Yeah.
Who it's almost like a sense of company if she lives alone, like out in the middle of nowhere. And
maybe,
so despite them being haunted, it's like, at least these are my friends now.
Maybe she's taken one of the dolls as a lover.
Ooh.
She's got like an old Fabio doll or an old like Highlander, maybe He-Man doll, and she's taken him as a lover. Who knows what this
Yeah,
with these
you went
dolls.
old school with a lot of those. Why I don't know why it couldn't have been like a Ryan Gosling doll or something like that. But
If they exist, I'll have to check your collection. I didn't know they existed.
you will stay very far away from my collection.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Kevin, this next story is not as spooky as that one. It's actually quite uplifting about society. It's not sexually abusive. It's sexually progressive.
I was just waiting for a time to play this.
Attention!
Yeah, I was going to keep trying to draw it out, my transition, as much as possible. But it wasn't even really true because it's not really sexually progressive. It really just is something that I found out there in the interwebs, and it deals with my boy from Seattle, so I had to bring it in.
Yeah.
And I actually, I bet you this dude, I gotta have to look it up. I bet you this dude is related to somebody that I know, having grown up in Seattle with his last name.
You knew everybody in
I knew,
Seattle.
and everybody knew me.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah.
From a very early age.
Yeah.
Out in them streets.
Yeah.
Just heavy in the streets.
blonde curlies, making
Yeah.
a name for yourself.
Yeah. Yep. Nobody recognizes me when I go back now without the blonde curlies, but it's really kind of sad. My man DiGiulio is his last name.
All
Joey DiGiulio. And I used to play basketball
that
and
is a
soccer
name.
with a kid named DiGiulio. He's from Seattle, or the greater Seattle area, and all of a sudden, he just starts getting some random emails in his inbox that is like a mass email. It's a big group of people, and they're talking about various landmarks, the reading terminal market. We should go visit that. And he couldn't quite figure out like what these people were talking about, where they were talking about. It turns out that after he Googled them, they were talking about Philadelphia, the city, and it was a group of guys planning a bachelor party. And he had just randomly ended up on this, didn't know a single one of them, was just a total name mix-up, or an email, obviously. So he just kind of stayed silent till just like a week and a half ago or so, something like that, last week or something like that, when he finally chimed in like, hey, guys, you might have wanted somebody else. It's not that person. It's me. And
there are a ton of Joey DiGiulios out there. I'm not surprised. I mean, I hear that name all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
You've got like 4 Joey DiGiulio dolls.
And for names in my cell phone, I got to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's so many. It's a very common name.
Yes, of course. And the groom decided, hey, I am going to represent my city, Philly, city of brotherly love, and just invite him to the bachelor party and the wedding anyway.
And the wedding.
And the wedding. And even kind of joked about he could even be the best man. He's like, any and all are welcome. So this guy immediately goes. I don't know if it's officially happened yet because this was just like a week and a half ago. But, he goes to social media and raises money for his expenses to travel out there. He's a married man. This Joey DiGiulio is married. He's got a kid, but he goes on to GoFundMe or this, that, or the other, one of the sites, and has raised a little more than $1,200 and has booked his ticket. He's going to go. Any of the money that was left over, he's going to put towards the
It's a lot of
groom's,
ones.
The
It's a
groom's
lot
honeymoon.
of ones that he's going to be cashing out in that funder.
So he gets to go to a wedding in Philly. He's never been there. So he gets to go to a city he's never been to hang out with a bunch of people that he's never met, solely just because on the other side of the country, he accidentally got put on an email chain about a bachelor party.
You know what? I'm going to go now after the show, and I'm going to register a bunch of email addresses with just generic names, with common names.
Hoping you get on?
Yeah, Michael Smith, maybe, or,
I'm sure that's taken.
Or, well,
you might get to do Michael Smith, like 312.
Yeah, I'll put some numbers there. Michael Smith or Mike Smith.
Underscores. Throw some underscores in there.
I'm going to register a bunch of common names, just hoping.
Michael A. Smith. Maybe you can get invited to some big shindig.
Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith. That's who I was thinking.
Yeah.
Who was I thinking? Who's Michael? What's his name?
That's not bad though. Yeah, you could do like very close, like Tom.Cruise at Hotmail, just hoping you get the sweet invites come rolling in.
Yeah.
And then
I like
you
that
show
idea,
up.
Kev.
Yeah, hey, it's not bad because this, Joey DiGiulio, everything worked out pretty well for this guy.
Free trip.
That's not bad at all.
Free bachelor party.
Would you go in that, say you were Joey DiGiulio, would you go?
Yes.
Really?
100%. Yes.
I wouldn't go, I don't think.
Okay, well,
I
let me
would have
just
said
tell
something
you,
very, very
let me tell
early
you
on.
one thing. You are lame,
Okay.
and you are boring,
That's two things.
and you are not a people person. Now go. Now tell me why you would say something early and not go.
That was three things, though. You said one thing.
I lied
Okay.
and exaggerated.
You're a liar.
I underemphasized. I under-exaggerated.
Well, I would have said something early in the game, I think, on that email. When the email started coming back and forth, I would have said, hey, I think you're meaning to talk to somebody else. But I wouldn't have been as much of a voyeur as our boy DiGiulio.
Oh, you're calling him out like he's. I mean, that had a
He was
bad
watching
connotation to it. I mean, you made it sound like.
He was watching through his window for a long time.
And you don't believe in people that like to watch. You don't think people can have that as just
To each, I mean, everything
something they enjoy.
Everything worked out for Joey really well. I'm just saying I have a different style, Chris. You and Joey, more of the voyeur watchers. Me, not quite as much.
Okay. I'll see you there. Let's say you say that right off the top and you don't watch. You're not the voyeur like Joey and I. They still invite you on that same day you get the email, you respond. They're like, oh, sorry about that, dude. You still want to come. Would you like to come?
Then
do you go?
I go. I go because then I'm part of the communication the whole time, part of the process. Then I go. I would feel weird if months after the fact, then all of a sudden, because then I would feel like they're just
I don't know if it was months.
inviting me out of.
This could have been 4 days. I mean, who knows? But
I would feel like that they're just inviting me out of obligation because they feel bad because there's this guy that's now been following the chain the whole time.
Well, he says more the merrier. They sound like it's a very. I just think you're a curmudgeon
Already in my very young age.
in your very young age.
Chris, I am 3
You've got
months,
early onset curmudgeonry.
I'm 3 months younger than you, so that's scary.
You
then.
just said you were 3 months older than me earlier today, or that you were a little bit older.
Earlier today?
Earlier in the show, you admitted that I was
We're
younger
gonna chop
than you.
this
but
up. We're gonna cut this into its own segment.
God,
Not even
you're
worried
caught
about
in the
that.
same show.
I'm not even worried about
Nobody
that.
can believe what you say anymore.
Not even worried about. You just said you're a liar. That was the first thing that you said.
Well, that's true. Nobody can believe
And we
either
started
of us.
this show off saying we were sincere, Chris. What has happened?
You're totally off the
I
rails.
said that was the one word I used to describe the show. So
We're sincerely being
Yeah.
ourselves, which are untruthful.
it's complicated. You know what? Maybe we should move off Joey DiGiulio and move to our third unsung story.
Attention.
Oh yeah, you have such a quicker transition than mine. But
So-
you also have control of the attention. I would have held out.
Attention.
See, yeah, stop it.
Anytime
Shut
I
up.
want. Anytime I want. So, Chris, who would have known that soda is the key to a long life?
I certainly didn't.
Elizabeth Sullivan credits not just any soda, but Dr. Pepper for the she's 104 years old. Hopefully, I mean, at the time we printed out this story, she was still with us. I hope she still is.
I think, yeah.
104 years old. She has 3 Dr. Peppers a day, and she has 1 for breakfast. She credits Dr. Pepper with getting her here to 104 years old. It's just what the doctor ordered. I'm sure all the local newscast went with that bad pun when they talked about this story. I guarantee
And
it.
so you went with
I
it too.
guarantee it.
Great.
It's too easy.
We're not going to stand out.
It's too easy.
That's
I've cut
crazy
soda
to me.
out, Chris. I've cut soda out.
I was always told to cut soda out. Like that's the worst thing for you.
Now, according to this story, soda's back in. I'm going to start pounding it again.
Specifically Dr. Pepper. Or are you saying all soda? You're just going to go with all soda. This is about Dr. Pepper.
No, probably Dr. Pepper. She's doing 3 sodas. I'm kicking it up to 6 sodas a day.
You're
I'm
gonna
going to live to
live
be
to your-
208.
208.
With 6
Wow.
sodas a day, she's 204 with 3. Do the math, Chris.
That's a lot of soda, and I don't know what your paycheck is like these days. But my question for you, in general, would be, do the generic brands work, like Dr. Skipper? Because if you can't afford
That's
Dr.
true.
Pepper, if you're trying to do 8 a day or something,
I
and
think
it's
as long
just
as it's got doctor.
that's
before
all.
it.
That's all that matters.
I think you're good. So is it Dr. Lightning? Like, isn't that one of them?
There's something like that. I
As
just
long
know
as
there
it's
is like
got
a Dr.
doctor
Skipper.
in front, I think you're probably good to to just have as many as you want.
Yeah.
And the more you have, the longer you live, I think is, like at least what I'm taking out of this story.
I'm just going to I'm going to look to all bottom shelf. I'm going to do Dr. Skipper and like top ramen. Just that's going to be my diet for the next however. I'm going to see how long I last.
You're going to live forever.
Forever.
You're eternal life. You figured out the key to eternal life.
That is.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
I'm going to live forever.
Yeah.
God, there's a gnat.
I know. Kill it. I've seen it as well.
That's crazy, though. There's got to be something else with just her genetics or something like that.
I think it's all the sodas. So, agree to disagree. Chris, we have precious few time left of our last show before hiatus, and we still have some stuff to get to. We have to make good with Florida here before we get on to our gifts we have for each other. And so
let's get to it. Let's just shout out things here that are just great.
We found some great things about Florida, and we just want to share them so it's fair. We're showing off the positive and negative sides of Florida.
Yeah, it's kind of like a did you know about Florida.
We're journalists sharing the good and bad. Like, for instance, did you know no matter where you are in Florida, you are never more than 60 miles from the ocean?
Wow.
Huh?
Never more than 60 miles. That's
there
walkable.
You go,
that
Florida.
Is walkable.
There you go.
Did you know that Clearwater is the city with the highest rate of lightning strikes per capita in the United States? That's kind of exciting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Chris, did you know that it is illegal for anyone wearing swimming wear to sing while in public? Who would have thought?
There's a lot of beaches there.
Who would have thought?
A lot of beaches, a lot of people in
I
swimwear.
like to carry a tune.
Apparently you can't sing.
Can't do it.
Did you know that this was something that you could be fined for, Kevin? Women. Well, I guess it doesn't matter for you.
Is that it, or is there more?
Just women. You can be fined as a woman.
Wow.
That's Florida. Florida, I guess.
It's just truth, Florida.
No, women may be fined for falling asleep under a hairdryer at the salon.
Well,
and as can the salon owner. The owner of that salon, if they let a woman fall asleep.
Watch out, women, because parachuting is great fun in Florida, but for an unmarried woman, it's illegal on Sundays.
Only on Sundays.
Watch out, ladies.
But if you're unmarried, you can skydive.
If you're married, I think it's okay.
Well, all the time. But if you're unmarried, you can parachute any other day.
Yeah.
But Sunday.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
just think about that when you're planning.
Plan your schedule accordingly.
Well, Kevin, did you know that state law highlights that if an elephant is left tied to a parking meter, the parking fee has to be paid just as if it were a vehicle?
I did know that. I got a bad elephant ticket when I used to live in Florida.
Yeah,
I
parked your elephant, didn't pay.
I learned that the hard way.
Yep.
I learned that the hard way. Chris, under Florida state law, it is illegal to sell your children. I applaud you, Florida. I think more states need to follow your lead.
That's something a lot of people try to think about doing as well.
They would if it wasn't illegal.
If it wasn't illegal, yes.
Yeah.
They'd be selling their children left
Yeah.
and right. Let's see. Let me move on to here. Did you know that approximately 46 million people visit Walt Disney World Resort annually? 46 million.
And more than 75 million Cokes are consumed each year at Walt Disney World Resort, along with 13 million bottles of water.
That's going to change to Dr. Pepper.
Guests also gobble 10 million hamburgers, 6 million hot dogs, 9 million pounds of French fries, and more than 300,000 pounds of popcorn.
Wow.
They're going to live forever in Florida.
You got numbers? I got numbers, okay? Did you know that every day an average of 210 pairs of sunglasses are turned in, and since 1971, an estimated 1.65 million pairs of glasses have found their way into the lost bin? On an annual basis, Lost and Found cast members collect more than 6,000 cell phones, 3,500 digital cameras, 18,000 hats, and 7,500 autograph books.
And Magic Kingdom ranks as the third most popular tourist attraction in the world.
In the world.
It's not all bad, Florida. See, there is some good in the state of Florida.
Yeah, and if you want to have a little fun, I mean, you can have fun at all the theme parks they have down there. But Key West has more bars per capita than any other place in the country. If you want to get your drink on, go to Key West.
I've got one more here, Chris. Miami installed the first bank automated teller machine, especially for rollerbladers who couldn't go inside the banks to use the cash machines.
You do see lots of rollerbladers down
Yeah.
there just having rollerbladers, roller skaters.
With their pockets out.
It doesn't have to just be a blade.
Where am I going to get money?
Yeah. And they can go backwards. They can do it backwards up into that.
They can, yeah.
Whatever they want.
Yeah.
Florida, some great things about you.
See, Florida, it's not all bad. We balanced it out here on our last show before
think we
hiatus
did.
here
I
on
think we
Screaming
did.
Goat Radio. The scale is now balanced. Chris, we have 7 minutes left of our show before hiatus. It has been a pleasure here doing the show with you.
Ditto. Likewise.
All 70 episodes we've done, year and a half of shows. We were searching for a way to say thank you, aside from just words.
You look younger than the day we started, Kevin.
You're very sweet. Hopefully you've got me more than just that, just words.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Because
sorry.
they're empty.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do something substantial for each other. So I've arranged some things for you, Chris. I didn't buy you anything, but I've arranged some opportunities here for you. One's a moneymaker.
Okay.
Along with something that I will benefit. Should I go first in my giving?
Sure, go for it, yeah.
Okay. So I know something that's been a common theme on the show that you've talked to is your dream for hair, to have your blonde curlies again.
Oh, man. And not just the blonde curlies down below. Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
Did you think of? Did you picture them? Is that what happened? Is that what that big pause was?
I enjoyed it.
Don't
That
think
was-
about my curlies down below. Get
I
back to the
enjoyed it.
curlies up here.
All right. So I have arranged something very special for you. Columbia University Medical Center has an experimental hair growth regeneration method.
Wow.
And they've only been able to test it on mice up to this point.
Okay.
So I have arranged for you to be their first human test subject. And
Very first
one. You're going to be making $30 per hour.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's not bad.
Well, not a lot, but
Yeah. And you are
more
going to
than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I figured with the show going off, you have some time on your hands. Why not make a little cash, and why not grow some hair up there? You'll be the first human test run for Columbia Medical Center's hair regeneration.
Wow.
Yeah. I was.
Thank you, Kevin. That is very thoughtful.
So after a few days, the cultured, I don't know how you say this word, papaya was transplanted between the dermis and the epidermis of human skin that had been grafted to the backs of mice.
They're putting papaya in between my dermises?
You're going to have to let me know, because you're going, Chris.
You're
going to
the
Columbia University Medical Center to get some hair on top and to make some money
I'm excited.
during the hiatus. Yeah.
I'm going to have my curlies back.
Yeah, I'm back.
I'm going to look like Brian Luttrell again.
Exactly.
I can start my boy band career.
Yes. So I love you, buddy, and enjoy that. I've already arranged it. It's all set to go. All you got to do is find your way there and just pay for all your lodging and all that stuff. But I've taken care of the actual testing itself.
Nice, man. Well, I don't know. I don't even know if I can follow that. That's so very.
It's not about
sweet of
following,
you.
Chris. It's just about appreciating the other.
Well, I know how much you like this person.
Okay.
And so I actually entered into a silent auction.
Wow.
And was the top bidder on this amazing prize for you. You, Kevin Campbell, get to spend a day in the life of Pete Carroll with Pete Carroll.
Oh, wow. That must have been expensive.
Yeah, you're going to meet him at his house, like early in like 5:30 when he wakes up. And you're going to share first bowel movement of the day together. You're going to brush teeth together.
Wow.
You're going to eat Pete's favorite breakfast
Hold on,
together.
was all of that in the description when you were bidding?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
they really went very, very intense.
Yeah, it was a lot of money, Kevin.
Okay.
This is a big bid that I put in on this. Okay, you're going to eat his favorite breakfast with him, which you will assume, I'm sure, that
I sound like his nurse here for the morning, basically. Am I Pete Carroll's nurse for the day?
No. You're just hanging with him.
We're doing all this together.
Yes, you're doing this together.
I'm feeding him and bathing him and wiping him.
No. But knowing you're going to assume that a wealthy USC alum paid for this huge breakfast spread. Then you're going to head to the Seahawks facility with him for a full day of what you will assume will be shady football activity, veiled steroid use.
That's where I'm going.
Meetings on how to get away with cheating, that kind of stuff. After you guys hit the showers together,
Whoa.
You don't have to bathe him.
Okay.
You're just hanging out talking.
Is it the open? Is it the open shower?
It's
or
his
is it
private shower. He's got a private shower.
So we're going to both be in there.
Yeah. Then you're
Wow.
going to head to the fanciest restaurant in Seattle, where you're going to sip on the best wines, dine on the finest seafood. This time, you're going to assume that it's all paid for by the insurance of the children that Russell Wilson visits each week at the Children's Hospital.
Okay.
But before you can prove any of the shady dealings, Pete is going to head to the restroom and then just disappear on you, and you will never see him again. But that's at the very end of the night.
That's his move, though.
That's at the very end of the night. So it's going to be a great day for you to just spend some real quality time with a guy that I know that you admire and look up to. And think very highly of.
I mean, it sounds like something that you would want to be by his side. So it was the cost, but also, the sacrifice of you allowing me to do that, to be Pete Carroll's nurse.
I would want
for a day. So
I mean, it's hard to hand it over to you.
I'm going to be thinking about you at the Columbia University Medical Center while I'm there next to Pete's side, bathing him and wiping him.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Chris, I got that for you at first, but then I said there was more. There was more that I wanted to do for you. You had talked about on the show here in early January of wanting to be a rapper.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure it really went anywhere.
Yeah.
But I was thinking because you didn't really invest in yourself.
Okay.
So I have actually enrolled you in a Houston-based rapper, Bun B.
I love Bun B.
He is also a lecturer at Rice University, but he's co-teaching a course examining the relationship between religion and hip-hop. So I have you enrolled in this class. And then after that, I also have you enrolled in Berkeley. Not Berkeley in California. It's the Berkeley Online. It's a hip-hop writing and production class.
Nice.
So you can have a chance to be able to learn. I haven't read it, but I would assume how to write a hip-hop rhyme and how to produce your own music video, Chris.
Well, first of all, Bun B is amazing, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
From UGK, okay?
Yeah.
Bun B and Pimp C. May he rest in peace.
Yes.
Pimp C.
And just can I say on here, all your advisors on the website here could not be whiter. They have a picture of all the advisors on here for the hip hop writing and production class. So I'm sure it's going to be a good one for you. I'm sure you're going to learn a lot.
Well, Kevin, I'm gonna combine these last two because we're running out of time here really quick. But it actually plays into it because my last two things for you. One was just. And it may come back to haunt me in the end, but I figure the best gift I could give to you is your emotional health.
Okay, I appreciate that.
And considering how much esteem and in high esteem you hold my mother, Gail, the MFT, I paid for 2-hour-long personal therapy sessions.
Like massage?
No, this is like...
Massage therapy?
Marriage and family, relationship therapy.
Okay.
And I'm hoping she can really dig in and figure out some of your many, 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 many large, big, huge issues.
Can I instead of getting a 2-hour can I get 1-hour massage therapy?
You can finagle whatever you can finagle with.
I'll talk to her.
With your gift certificates.
I'll talk to her. All right.
But I was going to say that my final thing for you was actually a rap that I wrote for you.
Well, I mean,
so maybe
imagine
this could be
after
my audition for Bun B or something.
After the hip hop writing and production class, you're gonna have to clean this thing up.
This is gonna be
give it to me again.
So here we go, Kevin.
Yes.
Here we go. Kevin to the Campbell. When it comes to you, my heart begins to tremble. My blood begins to scramble. You think that this is it, but it's just the preamble. My words begin to ramble. Without you, I can't handle anything, except everything. But don't feel bad, cause I'm pretty independent. I might give you a pendant with a love note and our picture in it. SGR besties forever and ever. Twitter @KevSoup. Man, you're so clever. Thank you for the cocksock. I wear it every show cause I'm a shock jock. Knock, knock. Who's there? Not us. We on break with the breeze in our hair. But one of us is and the other don't care. We riding into the sunset on goats, screaming, ah! Ah!
That's good stuff. You know what? I'm going to see if I can get my money back from this writing class.
You don't think I need it?
You might be able to teach the class. You might be able to teach the class. I appreciate all those very thoughtful gifts.
Yes.
I'm going to use them.
I appreciate yours.
I'm going to use them. I appreciate
yours
it.
might actually be more useful than the ones I gave you, but...
Well, I mean, if I can talk to your mom and I can work that into an actual massage, I'm very happy about that. But 70 episodes here on Screaming Goat Radio. It's been a very fun year and a half. Incredible co-host. Will not choose anyone else to be sitting in these two seats with. You've done an incredible job. Enjoyed the run with you, buddy.
Wish I could say the same.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I could say the same.
Yes.
And love you, brother.
And for everybody listening out there, we appreciate you listening to the show, being a part of the show, calling on the show, tweeting on the show, going on our Facebook page. We appreciate all that. We're on hiatus right now. It's time to take care of all this stuff that we just, all the gifts we got each other.
Yep.
Have some fun, and hopefully we will be back here very soon.
I'm going to buy you a Dr. Pepper when we leave.
Dr. Pepper, thanks for watching.
SGR out. See ya.
You're listening to Screaming Goat Radio with Kevin and Chris, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Welcome to the show endorsed by Howard